Adam, thank you so much for joining me.
Pleasure.
Ahead of coming to Edinburgh, how much do you love Edinburgh, first of all?
So much so that one year, I'm pretty sure it was at the end of the year, the List magazine put out, their top 10 favourite Scottish people of the year. And I was in the list.
What? You're one of us?
I was so proud.
Well, how did that come about?
I guess I first went to the Fringe in 1997, I think. And then just did year after year after year after year. Loved it, absolutely fell in love with it. Fell in love with the city.
It is a brilliant place. So very excited to be taking the show there then. So tell me about Shoes Half Full.
So this show started in 2020. I was doing a little work in progress tour around the UK, and then this little thing called COVID hit. So everything stopped. And then this year I thought, you know what, I think it's time to do it again. It's a show about how much shouting there is in the world at the moment, about a variety of issues, whether it be on Twitter or whatever you call it now. And it's kind of about just having a calm head in amongst all of that.
Yeah.
Because I do have a pretty positive attitude. Before people found out about my prosthetic foot, they used to be kind of skeptical of why I was positive. I think what they were thinking was, yeah, it's fine for you to be positive, but what do you know about life? What issues have you ever faced? And then when they found out I had a prosthetic foot, they were like, oh, almost patronising, like, oh, you have had to overcome something.
Yeah.
You have had a hurdle. Well, that's all right. You're allowed to be positive. Oh, the only thing that's really tricky for me in Edinburgh is that the cobblestones, because I've got a prosthetic foot, and it doesn't affect, I don't notice it at all, but 3 fringes I've had a foot break in Edinburgh.
Oh, no.
And the only thing I could think of was cobblestones, and I guess because they're like this all the time, and it's just doing that for 30 days straight, my foot snapped.
Oh, that's awful. Hope you've got one on standby for this year.
I either bring a spare or a lot of gaffer tape.
Have you ever thought of having the saltire painted on it? Because I know you quite like to have a bit of decoration. That could be a good Edinburgh one.
That's a great idea. If I went the whole hog, or the whole hogmanay, was wearing a kilt with a saltire on a prosthetic leg.
Front page news, 5-star reviews. That's
I might even bump up in the list of top 10 favourite Scottish people.
You might be number 1. We have to talk about the last leg. I feel like it's omnipresent. It's always been there. It's just this funny, brilliant, topical thing we can turn on and just always enjoy. Take me back to how it first came about. It
was a complete accident. I mean, I covered the Paralympics in 2008 for Australian TV.
Yeah.
And then when Channel 4 got them in 2012, they were looking for someone who could host a kind of funny late night Paralympic show. It was meant to be just me. And then we had Alex Brooker on as our first guest. And then Josh was doing the medal table. And then after the first episode, someone from the channel came in and went, it's got to be you 3. It's got to be you 3. And I think we've got this 3-part harmony of comic voices, because Josh is like the world-weary kind of pretty monster.
I love his
What's going
voice.
on with that? And then you got Alex, who's like a big old puppy dog.
Yeah.
And then you got me, who's like the older, slightly more responsible and occasionally shouty Aussie. And somehow it all seems to work.
Did you know that when you first kind of met them? Did you feel that bond, that there was something special there?
So there was a moment after we finished the Paralympics and we got through it all, and Channel 4 had said to us, look, we think we would like you guys to come back on a regular basis. So I reckon we might be onto something.
Well, I think so. I mean, we're 30 series down, which is incredible.
Yes.
I mean, that's no mean feat.
We've now, No Mean Feat was an alternative name for the show.
I didn't even realise that. On top of that, writing books, children's books. So